10 fodboldspillere, der ryger i virkeligheden, er det, vi skal reagere på i dag. Og er der nogen af jer, der ryger i virkeligheden egentlig?
Nej, men vi ryger i hvert fald ikke ud i folks anbefalet ret meget. Og hvis I vil hjælpe os ud med at få ryge ud til flere mennesker, husk lige at subscribe og like og alt sådan noget.
Ja.
Nice. Krause, vil du have fun fact?
Nice touch spørgsmål, jeg har købt, by the way.
Ja.
Nej, jeg ryger ikke.
Men okay, Krause, vil du have fun fact?
Kom.
Jeg har aldrig prøvet snus eller rygning.
Se.
Ikke engang et sug.
Se.
Ja,
hvordan er det et fun fact? Det skal ikke være sådan en unormal ting.
Det er det jo. Det er det jo.
Altså, det er det jo bare. Det er det værste ved hele.
Ja, vi opfordrer ikke til noget. Vi opfordrer ikke til at like og subscribe og så videre. Men,
det gør vi.
Ja, mere kan vi ikke rigtig sige.
Oh, you think like Cristiano Ronaldo, who stay away from alcohol, soda, smoking and certain foods? You'll be shocked when you find out that there are myriads of players who just don't care that much. Many footballers drink soda and alcohol whenever they like, eat whatever they like, and smoke whatever they like. Well, apart from bands.
Well, altså, de har jo også et liv, kan man sige. Fodboldspillere er jo gået hen og blevet sådan robotter for folk. De kan ikke komme og lave noget. Det er sådan, efter en fodboldkamp, så er der nogen, der tager billeder af de et andet sted hen, så de bare sådan, well, ja, de har jo gjort arbejde for det.
Så i den der med Phil Foden var ude at handle, og der ville tage et billede af ham.
Ja,
sådan efter,
eller hvad så der var efter et nederlag.
Nej, var det ikke efter kampen mod Liverpool, tror jeg?
Nå, det.
I FA Cup eller sådan noget. Og så var folk sådan, han er ude at handle. Bare sådan, well, ja, hvad? Skal han isolere sig selv, fordi det er tabt?
Også fordi ryger folk ikke, fordi at det er et eller andet med, det er sådan, hvis du er stresset, så får det dig til at slappe af.
Jeg har hørt rygning.
Nej, det gør ikke JK, og folk skal ikke prøve det derude.
Nej, men det får til dem, der startede på det.
JK, den her video er ikke sponsoreret. Nå, okay, så gider du godt.
Betalt sponsoreret af Prince Light. Let's go.
Men sådan noget med, det der med, at fodboldspillere er jo nok nogle af de mest stressede mennesker, der overhovedet findes. Så det er jo ikke overraskende mig, hvis mange af dem faktisk røg.
Ja, I guess.
Det finder vi ud af.
And hey, we're not even here to judge. We're just here to see 10 famous footballers who smoke. No, Maurizio Sarri doesn't make this list. We said footballers, not football managers. Let's get right to it. Number 1. Ryger Nainggolan is that guy who doesn't care what people think about him. Not one bit. He smokes and he has never had any intention of hiding it. Back when he was playing for AS Roma, he would leave his teammates in the dressing room and go blow smoke with the assistant manager. No, it wasn't Sarri. At this point, you have to let the Lazio manager be. Anyway, you could argue that Nainggolan's smoking habits were not very healthy, but in his prime, he always went onto the field and delivered the healthiest and most voracious performances. When asked about his smoking habits, here's what the Belgian had to say. I know I should set a good example. I have kids, but I'm just a footballer. I do my job. Everyone knows that I smoke and I can't hide it, but I'm not ashamed. Now, in case you're thinking that Nainggolan is that eccentric because he smokes, the next footballer on this list will teach you that judging people by their habits is not a very good idea. Okay. Number 2, Marco Verratti. Verratti is one of the most intelligent defensive midfielders in the world, and yes, he's known to not be scared of making hard tackles. But you can admit that he has a significantly different temperament from Nainggolan. But, well, the Italian smokes too. Apparently, a week before he dropped a masterclass at Old Trafford back in 2019, the Italian midfield maestro was out drinking and smoking all night during Neymar's birthday celebrations. He came out of
I mean, there was an come on.
Game against United with the most touches, best passing accuracy and most fouls won. It had Julian Lorenz amazed at how Verratti is able to consistently put up incredible performances like that on the pitch with that type of lifestyle he indulges in. Number 3, Mario Balotelli. Did Balotelli ever for 1 second...
Men vi er 3 spillere inde på listen. Vi har 2, sådan, der spiller i Italien. Eller en spiller i Italien og 2 italienere.
Ja, det er præcis.
Jeg tror ikke, det er tilfældigt. Lad os bare sige sådan.
Det tænker jeg også bare fordi Sarri er sådan kendt som sådan den ultimative fodboldfigur, der ryger. Og han er sjovt nok også italiener.
Og man kigger tilbage på Maradona i Napoli og sådan noget nærmest. Det gjorde det populært. Så ja, jeg tænker ikke, det er det sidste italiener, vi ser.
Seemed like the kind of guy who cared even one bit about what anyone thought of him. The lad loves to smoke and he's not even one bit ashamed of it. He was given a really hard time by the English media when he was caught on camera smoking during his dry spell at Liverpool, but that didn't stop him. Even when he got fined for smoking on a train, he still didn't stop smoking. The only people who were able to stop him for a bit were AC Milan. They signed him from Liverpool and gave him very strict conditions, which included a ban on his smoking and a restriction on his drinking. It probably worked because he wasn't caught smoking during his time in Milan. But when he left the club, he was straight back to his habit. The lad was caught smoking just minutes before his debut with Brescia. And it was a big game, you know, a game against Juventus. Again, Super Mario just doesn't give a damn. Number 4, Johan Cruyff. Like we said, Cruyff won everything as a player and as a coach. 3 Ballon d'Or awards, 4 European Cups, 13 league titles, 13 domestic cups. He nearly completed it all with the World Cup, but he lost the 74 final. After which he was still named Player of the Tournament. Even more than all that, Cruyff went on to create a legacy that is currently outliving him both at Ajax and Barcelona. He is definitely one of the greatest players and greatest managers to have ever graced the sport. And boy, did he love smoking. So if you need proof that smoking cigarettes does not affect your greatness, nor does it cut short your potential as a footballer, look no further than Johan Cruyff. He smoked a lot, but still many footballers and managers still dream of reaching. And when we say he smoked a lot, we really mean a lot. He used to smoke 20 sticks of cigarettes per day, and there were reports that at some point when he became a manager, that number increased to 40. Yes, every day. 40 every day. We have to say, though, that we do not encourage this type of heavy smoking. It's definitely bad for you. And it ended up affecting Cruyff's health. In 1991, the legendary Dutchman had to undergo a heart bypass operation. And it was said that he had developed the problem during the period when he doubled his cigarette consumption per day. Number 5, Fabian Barthez. If you're too young, you may not know who this guy is, considering he retired back in 2007. But listen, Barthez is an absolute legend. The French goalkeeper helped France reach the World Cup final back in 2006. Of course, he enjoys smoking. Why else would he have made the list? Well, his smoking habits became a thing worth consideration when he made his move to England in 2000. He joined Manchester United at the turn of the century, and although the media wanted to make a big deal about the goalkeeper's smoking, his coach, Sir Alex Ferguson, said in an interview that he didn't mind it. The legendary manager said that he knew about Barthez's smoking habit even before he joined the club and went on to sign him anyway. For Fergie, smoking cigarettes was far better for his players than drinking alcohol. But unfortunately for him, it was the latter that was more common for players in England. Anyway, one of Fergie's most loyal sons who won the Champions League with him in 2008 did both the smoking and the drinking. Oh no, it's not Cristiano Ronaldo. Definitely not. Come on.
Hvem er det så?
No way det Jisung Park i hvert fald. Han havde lungerne til...
Hvorfor tænker jeg Rio?
Det er faktisk et godt shout.
Vidic.
Hvad med...
Ja,
hvad fanden?
Nej, det er ikke Fletcher. Kunne det være Rooney?
Nani. Jeg tænker Nani.
Jeg ved sgu ikke Rooney. Der er vel en grund til, at Rooney ser så gammel ud i dag.
Rooney er faktisk et rigtig godt shout.
De der Drogba.
Okay.
Number 6.
Okay.
During his playing days, Rooney got in a lot of trouble with the English fans for so many reasons. There was the cheating scandal, doing business with prostitutes, public urination, excessive partying and drinking, drink driving, so many reasons. But also in the midst of those despicable things was his smoking habit. The England fans just didn't love that one of their heroes was a smoker, so he had to endure a lot of heat from the fans and the media because of his indulgence in cigarette smoking. And of course, he's not the only English footballer who's gotten this type of treatment from the media for smoking. Wilshere also did. Number 7, Jack Wilshere. Wilshere revealed himself in an interview that back when he was at Arsenal, the first time he was caught with a cigarette, the English media took a picture and blasted it in the papers. But, well, according to him, it didn't bother him much. All he was concerned about was what his manager, Arsene Wenger, would say. And the next day, he was comforted by a funny statement from the boss who told him, "Don't worry, when I have a drink, I like a cigarette as well." Wilshere was pictured smoking again and again, and the media went in on him. This time, he had to tender an apology for it. By the way, who else loved the way Wenger handled that? Pretty calm, right? Well, another former Arsenal player didn't enjoy the same grace Wilshere got from the boss when he was caught smoking. Number 8, Wojciech Szczesny. After a Premier League defeat against Southampton back in 2015, the Polish goalie went to the shower to blow some smoke. He was caught by someone who reported to...
Den sætning kunne være gået meget anderledes, da han sagde, han went to the shower to blow.
Ja.
men ja, det er faktisk vildt, hvor meget det engelske medie gør ud af ting, der er sådan lidt...
Ja!
Lidt ligegyldigt.
Ja, nemlig. Men det er typisk.
Ja, og det her er 7-8 år siden jo.
Ja.
Altså, det er bare lidt vildt, ja.
To the coach, who then issued a fine. But it didn't stop there. Szczesny was also dropped from the first team, and in fact that loss against Southampton happened to be his final Premier League game as an Arsenal player. Anyway, the now Juventus goalkeeper was honest enough to admit that he was punished not just because he smoked, but because he smoked in the dressing room, which the coach had previously declared a no-smoking zone. Wenger knew of his smoking habit beforehand, but it was never a problem. It only became a problem when the player violated his rule. And it also wasn't the manager's intention to permanently drop him from the first team. It was just that his replacement, David Ospina, had a good run of form, and so Szczesny could never find a way back into the team. Sort of like the current case with Ramsdale and Leno, but without the smoking. Number 9, Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole is another player who enjoyed smoking, but also ended up as a widely successful footballer. In fact, he's regarded by many as one of the best ever in his position. He was notably praised as one of the greatest left-backs in history by his former teammate Emil Heskey, who in the same breath called him a chain smoker. Anyway, reports have it that his smoking habit was one of the reasons he left Chelsea in 2014. The coach of the club at the time, Jose Mourinho...
Var han ikke ved at være old as fuck der?
Jeg tænker også, han har alligevel været sådan 3-34 der, sikkert.
Ja, præcis.
Men hvad røg han til? Røg han til Roma, og så bagefter eller
røg han ikke til Gal? Jo, han røg vel til Roma, hvor han stod derude i siden ved det billede der.
Ja. Var det direkte efter... det kan have været... Var det direkte efter Tjek? Jeg kan faktisk ikke huske det. For han var også i Derby en enkelt sæson. Men det var først senere hen. Det var der, hvor han havde taget til USA.
Det var efter Ja, lige præcis.
Ja, præcis. Ja.
Really hates smoking and was not able to convince Cole to drop the habit. And that sort of created a dent in their relationship. That, along with a few other factors, led to the legend leaving the club at 33. Number 10, Gianluigi Buffon. We end this list with another absolute legend of the game who's been pictured smoking a couple of times. After he and his Juventus teammates qualified for another Champions League final in 2017, he was pictured winding down in his car with friends and enjoying a cigarette. And you know what there is to learn from this video? Judging people by their habits is not always a good idea. As long as that habit doesn't hurt other people, let them be. Almost all the players that made this list today are football greats, but they enjoyed smoking. So what? Even more greats who didn't make the list smoked. Zidane, Ozil, Maradona. You can continue the list in the comments if you know more names. However, we still have to advise you to be careful with the habits you pick up. Like is often said, smokers are liable to die young, so stay careful and stay safe. If you enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and subscribe.
Sindssygt, mand.
Sindssygt, Krause.
Virkelig sindssygt.
Ekstremt overraskende what the fuck moment.
Ja, præcis. Well, I hørte manden til sidst. Først og fremmest subscribe, men også lad være med at begynde at ryge. Det er fucking åndssvagt.
Det er
klamt og dyrt og klamt og dyrt og ulækkert.
Ja, det er præcis. Så ja, noget der ikke er dyrt, det er faktisk totalt gratis. Det er subscribe til kanalen og smid et like og skriv en kommentar, når vi skal reagere på næste gang. Vi er tilbage igen i morgen kl. 17, som altid. Peace out.